Okay, following on from the testing, which is found to be a bit suspect in the last assessment, I've decided to do a little screencast just on testing, just so you can see um, how it should be done. I've got a little example class here. So this example class contains only two attributes, an integer number and a string for a name. So it could be thought of as a football player or a sportsman who has a name and a number associated with them. The constructor, there's only one constructor, and that sets name to Alan and number to 9. There are two getter methods, one for each of the attributes. There are two setter methods, and there's a toString. The only thing that's a little bit different here is there's a condition that the number has to be a natural number, so can't be 0, has to be 1 or above, and it's a whole number obviously. Okay, so how we're going to test this? Well, I've already set up a little main method in a test example class. What we're going to do is we're going to test each of the getters in turn. So you should, if the constructor has worked properly, and you should test both constructors if there are two of them. Number should be set to 9 and name should be set to Alan. So if we go in here, put a little message on the screen first of all, if I can write properly, system.out.print, and I'm using print, not println, for reasons which will become obvious in a moment. Testing, what are we testing? We'll get the number first. So get number, that's the method we're testing. I'll just put a little ... and then close that off. And then what we want to do is we want to either see a pass or a fail, depending on what the result of get number was. Well, looking back, get number should be set to 9. So if we do if e.get number, it's a method so it needs brackets even though there's no parameters, double equals for equality 9. So if it is 9, then system.out.println passed. Okay, and I suppose I don't need to put curly brackets in here, but I'm going to do it anyway, just so that, even though there's only one statement there, so I could do without them, but I'll put them in anyway. And the alternative is, what we're going to put in the alternative, well, if it hasn't passed, just do a copy paste. It must have failed. Let's get that in there. FAIL. Failed. Okay, so let's compile and run that. Compile it. What was it? Oh, I missed semicolons out. Oops. Let's put it. Whoa! Let's put it there and get rid of that one. Compile. No, it's okay. And I should be able to run it. Test and get number passed. Okay, once you've got that structure set up, then you should be able to replicate it. So if you want to test the other getter, which was for name, we'll copy all of that and paste it. Change the little message so now it says testing get name. And what we're going to do, we're going to test get name, and get name should be set to Alan. So there's kind of a there's something trying to tell you to say double equals Alan, but that's not how you do it, because strings are like other objects and you should get in the habit of using dot equals. So for objects, strings, arrays, things like that, you should use dot equals. So if get name dot equals Alan, then it's passed. So again, I'm just going to do a compile, completion complete, run it. Both those things have passed. Brilliant. So there's the getters. But you've also got two setters, which you need to test, and a toString. Well, we won't bother about the toString, but we'll test the setters. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy all of what I had before, because I'm lazy. There's nothing harmful in that. This is testing the setter method. So the message should say testing set number. Well, what we need to do is run set number. So we can run set number. We can set the number to my number in football, which is 12. And now, if set number has worked, get number will have changed, or will give us a different result. It will give us 12. So we choose a number here so that the thing's changed. So get number is 12, okay. And we can do get name, set name. E dot set name to Gary. And if get name now equals Gary, then set name must have worked. Compile, and it works. Run, it compiles. Pass. Brilliant. You'll notice that the output, if a user runs this, he just presses run, compile, run, and he sees that all the things have passed. He doesn't just have a string of numbers on the screen that he then has to interpret. Don't think that just using two strings and showing the things on the screen is a way of testing it. No, you need to do these, you put these ifs in. And there's only one other thing that you should do here really, is there are some values for which the number should not should be invalid. So let's take the set number and let's paste it down here. So let me see, testing set number with invalid input, and let's try to set the number to I don't know, 0. If we try to set the number to 0, if we look back to the example, if the number isn't greater than 0, then well, nothing will happen, so it will remain the same. So if we set the number to 0, if this thing works, then the number won't change and it will still be 12. So let's do compile and run. Brilliant. Or is it? Oh look, it says it's failed. So something's gone wrong in here, and our testing has highlighted that. So there's nothing wrong with the compilation, so there's nothing wrong with the actual code here, but it's not doing what we want. And the error is that I've used number here. I've said if number is greater than 0, and number is the current value of the attribute. It isn't the number the value that you're trying to change the thing to, which is new number. So we should actually be testing if new number, the number that we're trying to change to, isn't greater than 0, then we don't do any changes. So let's do a compile there, and then if we run the test class, all 5 tests should have passed. Okay, every getter, every setter, and we tested some extreme values, and that's about it. You don't need to go to great extremes. You don't need to test the toString. So try to put that into operation with your next assessment or in some of the exercises.